This is my dream house, but it's not for sale. Maybe it isn't even real. Probably it's just a painting, so I can't buy it and live there. So I thought, if I can't buy the things that make me happy, why would I even need money? And that's when I quit my old job. And it actually worked. I am much happier now. Just look at my new working place on the sheep farm. It just makes me smile all the time. In Switzerland, life is expensive. So by working part-time on a sheep farm, I wouldn't be able to earn enough to provide for me and my family on my own. So I am really grateful to Peter, who gets up early every morning to work and provide for us. Thank you so much, Peter, that you helped me live my dream. Thank you for not expecting me to work for money. Thank you for prioritizing my happiness over our income. I wish that I can give it all back to you one day, so you can live your dream as well. Yes, you're right. Peter works on a farm as well, but only a very small one with 2 cows and about 7 sheep. His job is to look after the farm and garden together with children who have learning difficulties. I couldn't film the children, so I filmed his work on a Sunday. Peter likes his work, but you don't get rich in agriculture if you're employed, at least not here. So he doesn't earn much either. But that's okay. We'd always choose happiness over money. But happiness can't fill an empty stomach, even if you make cheap meals like the pizza I made with Alba the other day. I just love cooking with Alba, especially when we do something with dough. Sometimes parents tell their kids to not play with food or to just eat with fork and knife. But actually, you should let your kids touch the food. They don't know as much as adults about the world yet, so they need to explore everything, to feel, smell, and taste it. When Alba makes pizza dough, it takes so much longer than when I make it on my own. But for her, it is essential to learn about her surroundings. I know many children who play computer games instead of cooking with their parents. And then, in kindergarten or school, they lack motricity skills. So a curative teacher has to create special occasions for those kids to practice. Often have I seen psychomotricity teachers making a special dough for those kids to play with. That helps, but in a child's development there are kind of windows for specific things to be learned, and once that window is closed, it is so much more difficult to learn it. And the dough window is usually in early childhood. So please take the time and let your children experience the texture of dough or other foods if you can. I know it can be messy, but when your children help cleaning, that's just another occasion to feel the water and so on. And with the pizza, children can even help when they have a runny nose. If there is any bacteria in the dough or somewhere else on the pizza, it will be destroyed in the oven. So don't worry, your pizza will be safe to eat even if your child licks its fingers while helping in the kitchen. We all really like pizza, so cutting back on the food budget wasn't that difficult. We have changed our shopping and eating habits. Instead of the supermarket, we now buy food waste vegetables from local farmers. We eat really big potatoes or small onions, cool characteristic carrots or bruised fruits. The taste is the same, but they cost less. But even with the changes in our food budget, we couldn't make ends meet. We had to save somewhere else as well. So we cut back our clothing budget too. Peter and I keep our clothes for a very long time anyway. Even if they have holes or stains, it's just not so important to us that they look great. It's a bit more difficult with the children. They grow quickly. Fortunately, they get to wear a lot of worn out clothes from a good friend of mine. And if they have a special request, I just try to sew it myself. Alba, for example, wanted a baby sling for her doll. My sling for Louisa consists of 2 loops that are worn across the back and on top of each other. I happen to have an old sweater with a similar pattern that I no longer needed. So Alba and I sewed a sling for her doll out of that one. So let me summarize. Cutting the food budget and the clothing budget was easy, but it wasn't enough. So maybe we could save money in our leisure activities. Maybe our kids don't need expensive indoor playgrounds or toys. Maybe we can just go out for walks and play in the forest. The fresh air, the different materials, the space. Alba never gets bored outside. She usually invents her own games, and that's really good for her creativity. This time, she collected wood for the elf children. When it gets colder, they will just light the fire that Alba has already set up for them. They will surely be grateful for that. So I think when you have kids, you don't really need money for leisure activities. The best you can give them is for free anyway. But we still couldn't make ends meet. I thought about going back to my old job in order to earn enough money to provide for my children. But Peter said that my happiness is important for the kids too, because I'm a much better mom when I have lots of energy. So we thought about selling the van, but that wouldn't help us on the long run. Maybe we have to give up the little hut in the mountains that we all love so much. But we really don't want to do that because we're just so happy up there. So we came up with the perfect plan. We decided to give up our other home, the flat on the farm where Peter works. We can sublet it for the summer and live in the little hut in the mountains. I know there will be no electricity and we will cook on the fire and the hut is quite small. But in the summertime we're usually outdoors anyway, so we should be fine. If we really do it and if it works out the way we thought, you'll find out in my next video.